Okay, so many people request me to teach more Zhentong and Zhentong. What is the difference? Because they think they don't understand even what is Zhentong and Zhentong difference. So this teaching is too high. But the whole topic we're talking about what is Zhentong and Zhentong difference. So yeah, we have to aware of that. To understand what is Zhentong or Zhentong, one way is very simple, and if you want to precisely know it, then is many aspects you have to understand. So the whole through we're talking about the many aspects. Okay. Having said that, today I try something different aspects of what really the main things Zhentong and Zhentong without these references, without this analytical, traditional standards, I will a few words to simplify what is Zhentong and Zhentong different. Okay. So that means Buddha taught 3 training Dharma wills. The first, the Dharma will, not talking about Zhentong and not talking about Zhentong neither. Why? Because first Dharma will mainly talking about the relative truth. Is maybe we can't say zero talk about the ultimate truth, but it's very, very briefly or indirectly, not too much talking about the ultimate truth directly and extensively, never. So that's first you have to understand. Then second Dharma will talking about the true truth, but not talk about what exactly the ultimate truth. Instead, how to we can understand that all relative existence, relative phenomena not truly exist. How can be those all emptify? So talk about that. So that is mainly is Zhentong. Why? Zheng means self. Self means all existence. Talk from the first Dharma will or the relative phenomena is the Zheng itself. Self means all of them. And then how to emptify them. So that is extensively, repetitively talk through the second Dharma well. So that is Zhentong, subject. Zheng means all the relative phenomena, what our five senses and the conceptual mind can detect, can perceive. Everything is the Zheng, everything is the self. Zhentong means how to emptify them. Okay? So means that Zhentong. That is what it is, Zhentong. Is simple way to explain. I don't want to complicate way explain because many people are just confused. And then what is Zhentong means? When we talking about Zhentong, immediately you should think about the ultimate truth. Never think about the relative truth or the relative phenomena we discussed in first Dharma well, and we discussed how to amplify in second Dharma well. All of them you not think about. You think about the Buddha nature, the absolute truth, the ultimate truth is the same meaning. So you have to think of that. That is cannot be self-empty. If it is, then it becomes same as samsara. So that one is must be empty of others, empty of others, other things. Others means other than itself, anything. So then is see very different. Very different, but Zhentong Ba not only talk Buddha nature without understanding first Dharma well and second Dharma well. All this subject have to be included in the Zhentong. Zhentong subject, everything have to include. However, the main primary subject is the Buddha nature. Okay? Then you think why? Why? Because first Dharma well subject, the purpose, and to knowing the benefits, everything is you actualize your own Buddha nature. Second Dharma well, also why you need to amplify everything, because you need to know the Buddha nature beyond that all samsara phenomena. So therefore, all this discussion also the purpose of to understand Buddha nature, the absolute truth. So therefore, then you think maybe how do you know that? Because Buddha himself said it is step by step. First Dharma well, second Dharma well, third Dharma well doesn't mean first what Buddha taught is first Dharma well. It's nothing to do with the time. is to do with the first level, second level, third level, like that way. So that means the third level we can get it. Third follower you get is, if you need to get to the third follower, you have to go through the first follower and then second follower. So same. So that's why when we say first dharma, second dharma, third dharma means, mainly meaning is 3 levels. When I say that, some people may think, oh no, because first Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths, that is the first Dharma well. After Buddha enlightened quickly. Then he slowly more time time went. Then he second Dharma well, third Dharma well. Many people thinking like this, especially Rinpoche was thinking that. And Zhentong was arguing, not that. Yes, the most of subject first Dharma, yes, Buddha taught earlier. But not everything like that. Even Buddha taught very profound one after right way he enlightened, before Four Noble Truths. But then he realized nobody understands. So then he started from Four Noble Truths. So not according to time, is according to training, according to levels. Therefore, if you understand the Zhentong, you already have to understand the first Dharma well and second Dharma well. Then some of you may be thinking, oh, then I didn't study all of them. So what is I point to listen this? You still is not pointless to listen this. Why? Because firstly, to hearing this, you require a lot of merit. You have been done already. Otherwise, you never hear this. You never hear this concept. Secondly, you hearing this and you concentrate on that, you already accumulation merit, which means later on you study other subject, it helps. And in the future, you can study Zhentong again. That time, you are 1,000 times better. It helps in many, many ways. So now, then you think, oh, maybe we need to know how to amplify. We should know everything is Rinpoche. Rinpoche means mainly is how to amplify. How to amplify everything itself. That you need many logics. Buddha taught many, many logics, but we categorize like 5 logics. Those are listed in my book, Unveiling Your Sacred Truth. You can study their details. If I talk here and then you go on to lost because we have only short time. I want to tell you simple version. What is really meaning analyzing? You can analyze in scientific way, and you can analyze analytical, conceptual logic way. You can analyze in many ways. Also, you can stay quiet. That's also another way. Also, you train yourself, be mindful of everything, aware of everything in the present, what is happening. Instead, lost in the past memories and lost to worry about what is next. In that way also, you not learn emptiness directly maybe, but you will learn indirectly. Basically, if you analyze it or scientifically research it, everything you cannot find the truth, what usually people think, what normally people perceive. So that is the way of emptifying. But that becomes a good path for you. Also, you need a lot of accumulation merits. Accumulation merits, one way of speaking. But another way of speaking, we say you train in your own mind in virtuous way, or compassionate way, an altruistic way, or appreciate everything and very grateful mind way. With love, compassion, all of these qualities also help you to understand the truth. The profound truths, you need these qualities. Not enough just you study hard, you intellect very sharp, that's not enough. So just remember those. Another way of a little bit different explain. Zhentong, try to understand Zhentong means try to understand there is no true self-standing everything we perceive. But the purpose to actualize the Buddha nature, the absolute truth. There is no argument, zero argument between Zhentong and Zhentong. All what we do is for actualize enlightenment or Buddha nature. No argument at all. The only argument, what is Buddha nature really is. So mainly Zhentong Ba not really identify Buddha nature clearly. If you do, then you are no longer Zhentong Ba anymore. Even you categorize yourself as Zhentong Ba, and you believe you are Zhentong Ba, but you are not Zhentong Ba. If you know in what is Buddha nature really is. The same thing, if you don't understand what is really Buddha nature is, then even you think you are Zhentongpa and you categorize yourself as Zhentongpa, but you are not a Zhentongpa. In general speaking, Jonang-Shambhalas 100% have to be Zhentongpa, yet I'm sure 90% of Jonang-Shambhalas, they don't understand Zhentong. Okay? The same thing, probably the others. Another way of explaining, Rantong means, how do you know how to amplify the illusion, the delusions, all of them, how to amplify? Or another language, you know how to realize as delusion. And Zhentong means, of course, you know that, but not only that, and then you know what is behind that. What is the basis of that emptiness? Zhentong means the ultimate, understand the ultimate truth. And ultimate truth is basis of the illusion, basis of the delusion. So Rantongpa never talk about this basis. If you are real Rantongpa, you only talk about how amplify the delusion. That's all. Isn't it simple? If you don't understand that, then I say Buddha nature is base of everything. If you don't understand Buddha nature, then you not talk about the base. You only talking about delusion. You only talking about illusion, not the base of illusion. Another language, you're not talking about what is the truth. You only talking about is what is the delusion. So another way, if you are real Rantongpa, you only know what is the delusion, what is the illusion, but you don't know what is the truth. Okay? But if you really understand what is the truth, then you not Rantongpa anymore. Even you think the Rantongpa. You are, but you are not. So another language, Rantongpa means the both of two truth, the relative truth phenomenon or ultimate truth, the Buddha nature. Both is same nature. Both is self-empty. You are Zhentongpa means all relative truth, all samsara is essenceless delusion, but Buddha nature is the opposite, the absolute truth and permanent, not independent, not interdependent, not dependent on anything. It true by itself. Okay, I hope that's where you can understand. So that's why, according to Zhentongpa's point of view, Rantongpa's, they are Madhyamaka, but half Madhyamaka, not complete Madhyamaka. Shukun Stony the Rantong Kunar Garvartan Bas. Today, I think the subject is all phenomena cannot be self-empty. If you claims that, then you have many contradictions. That is our going to be subject. The 10 teachings about it is a commentary to the maintain that the emptiness of all phenomena itself, emptiness alone. Maybe Jamphel or somebody tell everybody where we have to exact.
Rinpoche, would you like to review again section 10? Because last week we went through it, but maybe a little too quick.
Okay. Yeah, we start from there, section 10.
Okay, section 10.
Section 10 is what I said, is that one?
Yeah, teaching how it's contradictory to maintain that the emptiness of all phenomena is self-emptiness alone.
Okay. Chukan tonwa Zhentong lugnidian, chukan ngo nyinmir Zhentong lu, ranton malach sercha nacha, storm and shirna lens. Oh yes, we went through that last week. So all phenomena is empty nature. The Zhentongpa say yes. All phenomena is selfless or self-empty, selfless. Shukan ngo nyin mit Zhentong. Shukan stong Zhentong. Oh, that's also Zhentongpa. Ranton malachsar chatan nanchas. Stonwar mandod shirna siktamlin. Oh, that's last week we talked about. I said maybe you guys familiar with if you are Rantonpa teachings. If you listened, then you are maybe familiar. Always say Rantonpa say, oh, it's empty, but also appears. They are union together. So appearances, it doesn't have to be emptified like that kind of. That's appearances, and this is not, doesn't have to be emptified. So Taranata saying, oh, that is you are taken very literally. You don't understand meaning. Why? Taranata making contradiction to the Zhentongpa themselves. Why he said this? If all appearances, if empty, the same nature, and then all appearances, you know, like everything appears, all of them must be ultimate truth. Why? Because Ranton by yourself saying, if as long as empty, then is emptiness, then is the ultimate truth. You agreed this already. So that's why you contradiction yourself. Then this or everything appears must be ultimate truth. If you say no, then you contradict yourself, because what I said. Zhentongpa not like that, he said. Zhentong par nam stonil nafsam dango nyin mid nafsam dot chance. Zhentongpa saying all is emptiness, but way of how emptify different. So that is the three natures always we're talking about. Tente tontam konar mandot bi nangar me chantim can functions. Therefore, you're not contradicting yourself. Kunzup kinar nangcha tontam is also for you, for your rantomba or appearances, it must be a relative truth. Because the ultimate truth, you only agree in emptiness. Empty. So that's why. But Zhentong is not that. Basically, according to Zhentong, anything is emptiness, to do it is emptiness is ultimate truth. Anything appears not empty, something appears, and then is relative truth. But according to Zhentong, not that. Because according to relative, even as you emptify them, this kind of emptiness is still belong to the relative truth. As long as the ultimate truth, Buddha nature, even these appearances, even his appearance, that also is not belong to the relative truth, is belong to the ultimate truth. It's nothing to do with empty or appear. That means relative truth have empty and appearance, and empty aspect and appearance aspect. And then the ultimate truth also empty aspect and the appearance aspect, both. So that's why it's impossible, and that's contradiction, you say. And then so now is the subject of the Ranstomba. It cannot be the ultimate Madhyamaka, the complete Madhyamaka or the ultimate Madhyamaka. Impossible. He's saying that. Why? Ranstom symptom linen dipifir Roma yin mod Rumintartumens. Yes, Ranstomba Madhyamikas, they are higher than Chitamata, but not the ultimate Madhyamaka. They understand some emptiness, but not the ultimate emptiness. They understand. All these teachings, it is definitive teaching, but not the ultimate definitive. Jimson Ranton Marnama Romayang Tartu Kilin Tartu Kimele Shira Romachis. Taranata given the reason why you say they are not ultimately the Rantomba's doctrine is not the ultimate Madhyamaka, because yourself, you don't believe that the Madhyamaka is the ultimate. You don't have a Madhyamaka is ultimate, because ultimate is only have to be emptiness, right? Tartu accumulation of Romachi. You don't have Madhyamaka, because if you analyze it, you can't find Madhyamaka. So this is your way of emptify. As long as emptiness you accounted, that is you identify ultimate truth. Zhentong not saying that even you analyze it, the ultimate truth can still go beyond analyze. Basically, the ultimate truth go beyond analyzing, beyond challenging by analyzing. But don't say that. If you challenge as analyze, everything is can be challenged, can challenge by conception or analyze. So if you can analyze it, then you amplify it. The emptiness itself is the ultimate truth. Remember. So round them tar to go homer mandot pi homa chembo tendran targimits. Yourself are certain, you agreeing is not Madhyamaka. So that kind of Madhyamaka is not really inspiring. There you are not symptom mandot piece. Symptom patang tegman dorde so mandot dorde patang firmayans. Even that kind of Madhyamaka exists, like Rantomba. That is not a Chitamata, or either as Chitamata, or the lower schools, Vibhashika and Svatantrika, Shepa Melin Yopa Che, Kunter Gimson, Tsoma in Namsi. So these all schools, one say, oh, this is the truth, and then analyze it. Then the other say, oh, this is not truth. They are challenging each other. So the same thing, your Madhyamaka can be challenged. So that's why you are not very inspiring Madhyamaka. Another challenge in Ranston Lugulartonia your mustard, Tontam Tana Meshir Tartugman. So say according to you, Ranston Bas, you don't have emptiness. Basically, you cannot have emptiness. Why? The Tontam Meshir Tartugmans. Because this is not ultimate, because you don't have it. Your ultimate truth is empty. So that cannot be exist, basically. So that's why you cannot say, I have emptiness. You just have to say, I have nothing, empty. Okay? Megar tamlam tartuk matukton, ayantang ayaman lasuk, me pishas. Why? Because your ultimate truth is a non-feminine negative. Non-feminine emptiness. Empty means emptiness means non-feminine negative. Non-feminine negative is there is, you can't say ultimate or not ultimate. Something is not exist. You cannot say ultimate or not ultimate. Ayam means very vast, you know, the vastness. The vastness or not vast, you cannot say that. Tontam ayam jivsha aften mengir. Yang na tonit down the tontam ayam. Kunzub nit the jivshir mengers. If there is something identified, then becomes a relative truth. So you don't have the ultimate truth. You don't have such core emptiness, ultimate truth. Why they say that? Because Rantonba's emptiness means you challenge by your intellectual analytical challenge, and you cannot find the truth. That is this emptiness is the ultimate truth. So that is nothingness. So that cannot be something exist. It's not non-existent. Tungu yertang thuar zinbiel, xiangur metang den mit kunzopte, juxid menna kunzop kang jux. Because your conceptual mind only exists, your emptiness is only exists because your conceptual mind deliberate. And you cannot see anything, you cannot experience. Of course, you cannot even analyze it. You cannot find that is it. That is the non-truth. This non-truth must be a relative truth, cannot be ultimate truth. If the ultimate truth cannot be non-truth. So that's why I belong to the relative truth, because all relative truth is no, all relative truth means just the truth and in the illusion level, but there's no true nature. If you cannot identify that way, and then how can you identify the relative truth? That's the same. There is no other way identify relative truth. So your emptiness identify is same as relative truth or samsara same. So yeah. So rabbit horn and the turtle's fur and barren woman's children and this this flower in the sky, all of them same as your, and your ultimate truth is same as that. That's his saying basically. If you say, no, our emptiness is not like that. Our emptiness is not nothingness. Okay. Then is, yes, then ultimate truth. You're not on the way on the Denberger. So that means you are no longer around Tomba. You think you are around Tomba, but you are not. You're not on the way on the Denberger. So the vastness of ultimate truth is really have to be truth. It's really have to be true. If something's not relative truth, then is yontum. Yontum means thoroughly established, perfectly established. So that is must be ultimate truth, must be Buddha nature. If you say, oh, if like that, then cannot be Madhyamaka. You are like Hindu. You are like non-Buddhist. Ultimate truth cannot be that. That is theoristic. You know, how to say? theistic or non-theistic, isn't it?
Theistic.
I forgot. Theistic. If you think that's too theistic, and then so then if that case, even you say non-elaboration, is still you cannot be Madhyamaka. If you say, oh, that's not same, one is the true, one is not true. And the true term means this is does not serve middle way. Oh, okay. Elaborated, and the truth cannot be same. One is true, one is not true. If you think like that, then don't matter kabriyojena. Sanma to be demba nimendot. So non-elaboration means in the language, the term non-elaboration means emptiness. All emptiness have to be, when we're talking about emptiness, there are something to do with ultimate truth, is always non-elaboration. That's Rinpoche and Zhentong both agree. So, and then say Rinpoche say, oh, the ultimate truth is non-liberation. So that's why it's not same. Because Zhentong, you believe in something truly exists. Our saying is non-elaboration. And then Taranata say, San Mahtubin Denba Ngedmandot. We saying something solid truly exists, permanent, innumerable quality. Or are we talking about? We're not talking about the elaborations as like samsara, as like conception or mind can detect. We're not talking about that. That's why he's saying, "Samma to be then, but ngin mandot to be then certain the tawas. Ronston mavi shukjang makonas." So that means you didn't understood. There is truth, something, a different truth of the relative truth. There's something, a different truth of a different elaboration of the normal elaboration. Okay? You are but didn't understand this even direction. And you think elaboration, something, same elaboration. Basically, you didn't understand elaborations only in the samsara, only in the relative truth. You didn't know the Buddha nature, innumerable elaboration. You didn't understand that. You didn't understand even the direction of that. Then you try to argue Zhentong. You try to challenge Zhentong, but actually you never challenge it. You have never challenged it because you didn't understand what is the challenge to. Because you didn't understand the ultimate truth as liberation is not same as the normal liberation. So that's saying. Then to be then gochte, kunzum gochirkwan dovjers, or challenges, or logics, everything try to challenge it. That is only samsaric elaboration. Challenges only samsaric elaboration, not the ultimate truth. Elaboration, you cannot challenge in them. Very different. That's he saying. Then do parties. You want to be them miss. We are Zhentong exactly understand what you say. There is no samsaric liberation for the ultimate truth. We totally understand that. These through perfectly established nature of Buddha nature have no samsaric liberations. To be when be to be then by your nakanzokte, tontam ngo mit chifshatos. As long as the samsaric liberation, then must be a relative truth. And that is empty of the ultimate truth is empty of that. Another challenging to the Zhentong Taranata saying, Nyantu Parnam Texam Fawachik, Jindo Tangerwayan, T. Jim Rang, Jimson, of Dagaministok, Son Shiros. Nyantu Parnam means the Sharvakas, no Sharvakas, the not Sharvakas and Patiakas, talking about Vibhashika and Sutantika, lower schools. They don't believe two obscurations. The obscuration of afflictions and obscuration, the cognitive obscuration. They don't believe that. Only one. And your Pasanjika, Rantomba Pasanjika, the highest Rantomba, the Pasanjika, you are similar of them. Because Pasanjika also don't believe that to he said you become similar this because your Pasanjika believe that all Sharvakas, Patiyakas, all of them realize emptiness same. So you believe they realize self-empty or emptiness of phenomena, all of them they realize, you believe that. So why you believe that? Because you are similar of them. Your view, you know, we in the past we discussed, remember? Taranata saying, you are Rantomba, but don't have primary commentary of Buddha's teachings. You rely on everywhere, pieces put together. So that's why you become like this incomplete Dharma. So he's saying here again, logically, he's saying, you are similar of views of them because you are influenced by them. Because you don't have proper doctrine to realize commentary by Buddha bodhisattvas, high bodhisattvas. Dala ngo nyek nyarang la yo pratharva vlogmit jukparinjas. If you take that position, then even Sharvakas and Patiyakas, they should have Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and everything. Because according to the Mahayana attainments and the Sharvakas and Patiyakas attainment the same. Because both understand that true selflessness. ngô nhức cái tông chung tê mình pa trên nát cái sum rajan la response. If you understand that, they should have some Dharmakaya, and then or Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, same logic. Then you have problem. Oh, these arahats and everything is same as attainments as Buddha, and the same time is not Buddha. You have that problem. You have that contradiction, he said. You have this self-contradictions, so many self-contradictions. Why? Because you are influenced by them. And what we discussed in the past. So then if there are some answers, say, the person discuss. Hidden gender from Chechenas. Hidden from Chechenan, they are from Chapter Nietangi. Ngoriwa mefshir logmanus. So Pasnadika say, oh no, we are not same attainment because the the Madhyamaka highest, the Mahayana practitioners, they eliminate the cognitive obscurations, and Shervakas Patiyaka, they didn't. And then he said, this is only what you do and what you clear, what you eliminate different. But the true truth, you cannot say they are not same, because they are naturally no differences, because there's realization and attainment same. Tomba thamshin monam wangin yehir namid do twil hamita chapter meshir churkur. So other way around, he say, all Buddhas, like Buddha Shakyamuni or Rupakayas, they come for, they appear for sentient beings. They appear as sentient beings because from the path, they have the bodhicitta. Their ultimate aim is benefit sentient beings forever. That kind of aspiration comes from that. But you are Pasnadika, going to be not like that. You are going to be like arahats, and you reach the nirvana, that's it, nothing else. Finish. Yekir nomin dot bil hermitans, herminyan diba, herminyan means you reach the nirvana without any left anything at all. You don't have realization same, so you cannot have even the Rupakayas. Mambi chukin dagmin ni stogna Churkum Tong Shir, then Tagmanke, Pakpar Nam Danton Mon Riverangers. So, if the other hand, if that lower practitioners like Sharvaka and Patiyaka, if they know both of the selflessness, then they must be achieve Dharmakaya. Or the other around, you guys must be like them. So basically you guys, the sharing the same result, same. If your achievement the same, how can be not same the result? Vumla kawa metsam kawala, vumitsam girewa yonmen pisi. When we say water pitcher has no pillow, pillow also have no water pitcher, there is no differences. Same as you guys and the Sharvakas, Patiyakas, same. Megaxam di forma constrictors, because both of your realization is non-feminine negative, nothingness anyway, and your nirvana same, and your achievement same. Why? Because because Pasanjikas, they don't believe the alaya. So you don't believe alaya, so that's why you don't have even where you accumulate merits. Because if you accumulate merit, basically you don't have a sitter house. And then when you reach nirvana, of course, the other mind concepts, the five senses or the consciousness must be dissolved. And of course, your physical body has to be dissolved. So then how can be you not same as the lower Sharvakas, Patiyakas, non-left nirvana? Also, you said before, the Mahayanas eliminate the cognitive obscurations, but where is the cognitive aspirations if you don't have even those? Even you don't have alaya to replace, and your ultimate truth is only nothingness. So where is cognitive? You don't have even Buddha's good references for these things. You just influenced by the lower schools. Tefshir tagman fakpi chutamchit chubdagme per stokjin damatats. All these reasons, you are Pasandika, you saying the selflessness phenomenon realized by Sharvakas, Patiyakas, that's not possible, he said. Otherwise, you become like them. Tefshir tagman fakpi chutamchit chubdagme jitokjin damatat. Zidang tagayut kantok giwati temar togni chukun tokparangals. Why? Because you don't have even a liar and you don't have this head consciousness. So you have only conceptual mind. But the conceptual mind is only can create illusion. It's not substantial. Only you can liberate. If you didn't, then this conceptual mind, you cannot understand the ultimate truth. You cannot understand even all phenomena because you have only illusion, object. So that means all Buddhism, all Buddhist schools, they understand, they agree together the conceptual mind. In Tibet, we call Tongshi. Only know the conceptual elaboration or conceptual how do you say, creation. Anything you analyze with a conceptual mind, you're not reaching the reality. You just creating something in your mind similar of that. So that means even you think about your own house or own office, or you think about that details, is not the reality, only similar of them in your mind. So it's same way, if you don't have the earth consciousness, more deeper love of the mind, you don't believe, then you have only conceptual mind. So that's why you have many problems that are not appointed. Sarman Jonang-Shambhala laman tar Gyatso mahi shirna te martoksi. You cannot say very clear, you cannot see anything clear, Sarman Jena, because it's not direct perception, it's conceptual. Gyatso mahi shirna te martoksi. Also, you don't know all the reason is, so that's why you cannot know the truth. Only you have conceptual analyze or not analyze. Only by that you cannot distinguish. In the other hand, Shitun Dotang Namshi Tungi Tang, Gangjin Goktan Raring Gufatang, Yana Kyabkir Tando Basoksi. Not at the other hand. Also, you don't believe, you believe true, you believe existing, object. Like for instance, let's say all the phenomena outside external things, external matters. These Rantombas, they believe they are real. And Chitamata and Yogacara Madhyamaka and Zhentong, all of them, they don't believe anything true existence external, only projected by the mind. So that's why he's saying, you believe the external and you have only 6 consciousnesses, not 8 consciousness, then you abandon the alaya storehouse, and you abandon the self-awareness. Then also you believe that Sharvakas and Patiyakas are your real refuge object. All of them is indicated or Zhentong you have influenced by the lower schools. You contaminate your doctrine, and your theory is contaminated by the lower schools. So all of them together refuting that Zhentong cannot be the ultimate Madhyamaka. They cannot, their doctrine cannot be complete Madhyamaka Dharma. Okay.
Okay, Rinpoche, are you wanting questions?
Have many questions?
We have a few. It's a little late, so let me pull them up.
Okay, we leave there then. We leave here and have questions.
Let's see. So the first one actually has to do with chapter 10 and the 4th verse. So we have to go back to that. And they're just asking to explain the 3 kinds of emptiness of Zhentong in chapter 10, 4th verse.
3 kinds of emptiness.
Yes.
Maybe Jensen can explain that, maybe better. Do you explain?
I can try. It's referring to the, I believe it's referring, correct me please Rinpoche if I'm wrong, referring to the 3 types of emptinesses related to the 3 natures. So the
yes,
that which is empty for imputed nature is complete, like just isn't there. The dependent nature is empty of the imputed nature, and the thoroughly established nature is empty of the dependent nature. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Okay, now I explain a little bit. Say, when we say 3 natures of emptiness, means all imputations is we call it, which means all imputations never exist. Just imputation is, and even normal people can understand that. And so, and then dependent on the empty nature means it seems like truly exist. Like let's say anything like table, person, or action, everything. But if you analyze it, then you realize there is no real standing, either person or table or action or anything. They're just many things together, dependent each other, and we just call a group, and then we identify something. But you cannot really find. So that part is the second emptiness. And so these 2 emptiness is, before we talk about, remember, Rinpoche say emptiness. As long as emptiness, then is ultimate truth. But the Zhentong saying no. This too is emptiness, but still belong to the relative truth. Not belong to the Buddha nature. So Buddha nature, the ultimate truth, is not like that. The opposite. Okay, so anything need a more clear? Can you do it? Oh, that's clear.
Very clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other question? Huh?
Yeah, there's a few. We'll just do a few, not a lot tonight.
Other way, easy way, I say this true nature, true emptiness is the empty itself. Basically, simple, rough idea, simple way. And then the last one is the empty of other, not empty of self. So that's why is Buddha nature is ultimate truth.
So the next question, Rinpoche, is what is the empty aspect and the appearance aspect of Buddha nature? Can you provide an example or explain that?
Yeah, empty, easy way is empty nature means empty of all samsara, empty of all relative truth. That aspect is aspect of Buddha nature. And appearance means innumerable qualities such as permanent, independent, blissful, immutable. Yes, it's just so many innumerable qualities. That's all we can say appearance. Simple way.
Okay, and then since it's almost time, I think we'll just end with Rinpoche. Since we're so fortunate to have you decide to give the online Kalachakra empowerment, like in a week and a half, 2 weeks. Is there something you can say about that?
Oh, okay. Yes. Sometimes maybe people don't understand what is empowerment for, you know. Some people think, oh, I got empowerment, so I don't need any more such and such term, I got empowerment. So that means maybe didn't understood the empowerment, what it means. What empowerment means, unless you are perfect and you are limitless quality and every day very speed, fast growing, very, very fast as like a light speed, speed, that much fast in growing the quality. If it's that, then maybe you don't need empowerment. Other than that, empowerment, we need as many as possible. Why? You know, empowerment means, you know, like we need food all the time. We can't say, oh, I don't need food anymore. I such and such time, 1985, I eat it. It's not that we need every day. We need to rejuvenate all our body and mind every day, all the time, until you are perfect, enlightened. Is same as empowerment means, firstly, we empower ourselves and our qualities through this incredible long and broken lineage transmission. We're doing it again and again. Why we have to do again and again? Because we broke again and again all the time. We need food all the time. We sleep frequently. We need sleep frequently. We eat frequently. We know why. Exactly same as spiritual wise. Is empowerment is something you need all the time, unless you are perfect. Because all our, whatever we missing, broken, everything is fixed. If you notice that you need to fix, still you need, because you need to improve even more faster, even more greater. That's, I think, people should understand. Second, people should understand the impermanent and very little opportunity. I never give empowerment online. I didn't like that. Why I didn't like this? Because it's not I believed zero benefits, but the benefits is people who appreciate. How much degree of benefits is how much degree of people's appreciation. But if we everything available too much, and then people not appreciate anything. People not appreciate anything, then not get any benefits. So that's the reason I never done. But this time I want to do it because I know so many people. Yeah, we know the world situation this year. We all know, so that's why I agreed I must do this year. And I also personally sacrifice many things for this, and these organizers also sacrifice so many things. We not go through these things complain. So that's why people should have a little appreciation for their benefits. Okay. And thirdly, sometimes people have concept, oh, I shouldn't go empowerment because I promised something, I sign up something wrong documents, so I later on get trouble. That is absolutely wrong idea. So we don't have to explain this today, but we explain before empowerment, 24th, we explain that is absolutely wrong idea, and you only get advantage, not disadvantage, to participate. So that's we're going to explain. And almost nobody done Kalachakra empowerment fully online. And this year is exceptional time, exceptional cases, exceptional reason. So people realize that. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rinpoche. And just for people's benefit, our community around the world has really tried very hard to make this available to as many people as possible. So the empowerment will be translated into almost 10 languages now. I think we have English, the Rinpoche speaks English. It will be translated into Chinese for those who asked, the Cantonese, and then it's written in Mandarin. Also, it will be translated into Spanish and Portuguese, Romanian and Hungarian, and German. It will
Italian?
also, yes, Italian, and also now
French?
no French Rinpoche, but I have almost confirmed Vietnamese and Mongolian, so I'm just finishing those confirmations. Anyway, also we have a student who is providing closed caption for the deaf. So anyway, so many people are putting huge effort in this great opportunity. So if you're interested, please join or share with somebody who might be interested, especially people who don't get the opportunity because they can't travel, they can't afford to travel, or disabled. There's many people who have huge obstacles to get an empowerment, that this is one time they can definitely do it. So yeah, please help spread the word. So
okay,
that,
yeah. Also, some people maybe help to find the French. If anybody knows.
we may be out of translation channels, actually, so I have to check that. We may be using a maximum number of translator channels. So, but yes, if someone wants to try that, we can figure it out, because we have the book in French. Okay.
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 Maybe I tell Vivek so to do Indian.
Oh, if you ping it, yeah, if you can pick Vivek and see if he can do Hindi, then we can definitely stand that up. I'll figure something out to make that possible. Okay.